Good morning, boys. I hope you all are well at your place and at the same time you are doing a study also. In the last lesson, I have discussed one of the part of application of derivative and it was rate of change. And today I will be discussing the second part of the application of derivative, and that is called increasing and decreasing function. Increasing and decreasing function. We have a great use of dy by dx. In the last lesson we have learned that dy by dx means what? Rate of change of y with respect to x, that is also denoted by dy by dx. Before I start for the increasing and decreasing function, I think you all know, let us suppose if I write y is equal to x plus 3 and y is equal to x minus 3 or minus x plus 3 and y is equal to sin x. If I ask you to draw the graph of y is equal to x plus 3, how will you draw the graph? Y is equal to x plus 3. Isn't it? Y is equal to x plus 3. Slope is 1. If you compare this equation with y is equal to mx plus c, the slope of this line is 1. Slope of this line is 1. Right? That means, and one more thing, if I put x is equal to 0, y will be 3. When x is 0, y is, that is one intersection point we have got 0, 3. When x is 0, y is 3. And when y is 0, y is 0, then x will be minus 3. X will be minus 3. That is certainly the line will go like this. Right? Straight line. Y is equal to x plus 3. And if I draw the graph of this y is equal to minus x plus 3, if I draw the graph of y is equal to minus x plus 3, then certainly here the slope is minus 1. Slope is minus 1. Okay. Now if I put x equal to 0, then y will be also 3. That means when x is 0, y is 3. Right? When x is 0, y is equal to 3. That is one point will be 0, 3. Another point, if I put y is equal to 0, then x will be 3. If I put y is equal to 0, then x will be 3. That means the one point will be here. And then the line will go like this. Here, the slope of this curve is positive 1. Here the slope of this curve is negative 1. And dy by dx is also known as f dash of x. Right? And dy by dx is known as the slope of the curve. By the way, here we have got the straight line. There is no curve at all. That's why we can find that this line keeps on increasing. If I take the value of x positive, the value of y also increases. Right? That's why it is an increasing. Right? Here the slope is negative. In that case, in terms of slope, I can tell here f dash of x is greater than 0. Here slope is positive. That means, and slope is also denoted by dy by dx. That's why here f dash of x is greater than 0. Here f dash of x is less than 0, right? And that's why this is called decreasing. Decreasing. That means if the value of x increases, the value of y decreases. In other words, I can say that when value of x keeps on increasing, the value of y keeps on decreasing, right? That's why it is an increasing function. This is a decreasing function. Let us see now the graph of y is equal to sin x. Y is equal to sin x, right? For y is equal to sin x, here 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Now if I ask you, this is the graph of y equal to sin x. From in between 0 to pi by 2 it keeps on increasing, and after that it keeps on decreasing, right? Again after pi it keeps on decreasing, and from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi it keeps on increasing. That means if I ask you what about the graph of y equal to sin x in the interval between 0 to 2 pi, 0 to 2 pi, or 0 to pi, in between interval 0 to pi, in between there are two parts, 0 to pi by 2 graph is increasing, right? From pi by 2 to pi it is decreasing, and between 0 to pi not increasing not decreasing. That means here I can say that in between 0 to pi the graph is neither increasing nor decreasing. That means now from this explanation, now we are clear that the graph of the function y is equal to f of x, or f of x is equal to any linear equation, any quadratic equation. If I write y is equal to f of x and f of x is equal to x square plus 3 is a quadratic equation, right? Either it will be increasing or it will be decreasing, or it will be neither increasing nor decreasing, right? Now we will discuss one more thing, right? When the graph will be increasing, when the graph will be decreasing, and when the graph will be not increasing nor decreasing. Right, this is the different situation. Here you can see that the graph is increasing from this point to this point. Graph is neither increasing nor decreasing. From this point again it is increasing. This is increasing, absolutely increasing, right? That's why here we say increasing function. Increasing, graph is increasing. This is called strictly increasing. Right? Here the graph is decreasing from between this to this 2 point. The graph is nor increasing neither decreasing. From this point again it is decreasing. That's why it is called decreasing function. From this graph we find that the graph is strictly decreasing. strictly decreasing. And in this figure you find that decreasing, again increasing, again decreasing, again increasing. That means neither increasing nor decreasing. Now see, f of x is increasing if f dash of x is greater than equal to 0. Why I am writing here greater than equal to 0? Because see, by the way, this is a linear equation. The graph is going up. At this point, the tangent is parallel to x-axis, whose slope will be equal to 0. That's why here f dash of x is greater than equal to 0, where x belongs to the interval a comma b. Suppose here this point is a, this point is b. If I take there a and this point is taken as b, then in the interval where x belongs to real number, x belongs to ab, then f dash of x is greater than equal to 0 when the graph is increasing. Where f dash x is what? dy dx, right? Here strictly increasing. Here f dash of x will be greater than 0, not equal to 0. F dash x will be greater than 0 where x belongs to real number and b in any interval a comma b. For decreasing, f dash of x is less than equal to 0, because see, this point f dash of x is less than 0. At this point of this point, f dash x is equal to 0. From this point again, the f dash x is less than 0. That's why the whole conditions is f dash of x is less than equal to 0 if x belongs to any real number and in the interval a comma b, right? For the decreasing. Now for strictly decreasing, f dash of x is less than 0. F dash of x is less than, not equal to 0, right? Neither increasing nor decreasing, f dash of x is equal to 0, greater than equal to 0, whatever it is. That means we will have the two type of questions, or these things I can explain in other way also. When the graph is increasing, and if I take value here x1, now see here, if I take the value of x1, if I take the value of x2, and if I write here x1 is less than x2, it implies that f of x1 is also less than f of x2. x1 is less than x2, it implies that f of x1 is less than f of x2, then the graph is increasing. And when I put equal to sign in that, right, that is increasing, and if I remove the equal to sign, it becomes strictly increasing. That means these things I have written in terms of f dash of x. When f dash of x is greater than equal to 0, then the graph will be increasing. F dash of x is greater than equal to 0, then it is strictly increasing. When f dash of x is less than equal to 0, then it is decreasing, and when f dash of x is less than 0, then it is decreasing, right? These things I can put in other way also, that if f of x, y is equal to f of x is a given function, y is equal to f of x is a given function, and if we take x1 comma x2 belongs to the interval a and b, and x1 is less than x2, and if it implies that f of x1 is less than f of x2, then the graph is strictly increasing. And if I put here equal to sign, It will be what? Strictly, it will be decreasing, right? When again, same thing now. x1 is less than x2, it implies that f of x1 is less than f of x2. Strictly increasing, and if I put equal to sign, it will have increasing only. Similarly, when x1 is less than x2 and if this thing change, x1 is less than x2 and f of x1 is greater than f of x2, then the graph is decreasing, right? And in this way, we have only two types of questions. When the given function y is equal to f of x will be given to you, and then you will be asked to find out whether the given function is increasing or decreasing, strictly increasing or strictly decreasing in the given interval. And the second type of question will be there, yes, find the interval in which the given functions will be increasing or will be decreasing. Okay, and now I will discuss with the help of some of the questions, and then I will go for the. Please note down this point that let f be a continuous in the closed interval AB and differentiable in the open interval AB, then the given function f is increasing in the interval AB if f dash of x is greater than 0, is decreasing if f dash of x is less than 0, and f is constant in the interval AB if f dash of x is equal to 0. When I was discussing, I have also discussed that f is strictly increasing when f dash of x is greater than 0. F is strictly decreasing when f dash of x is less than 0. And when we put equal to sign, f dash of x is greater than equal to 0, simply increasing. F dash of x less than equal to 0, decreasing, and constant when f dash is equal to 0. That means, now the conclusion what we have, for any function y is equal to f of x, I am talking about the working rule, what to do and how to find out the two questions. Whether you have to find the interval or you have to show whether the given function is increasing or decreasing in the given interval or not. So now for y is equal to f of x, find out f dash of x, right? And put f dash of x equal to 0. When I put f dash of x equal to 0, certainly you will get some of the value of x. Let the value of x become c1, c2, c3, something like that, or simple one value x1, x2, x3 like that. And for what value it becomes f dash of x is greater than 0 and f dash of x is less than 0. And that interval will be the answer. In that interval it will be increasing or decreasing. Okay. Let's see now one question is there. Suppose one question we have. So that the function given f of x, so that the function given by f of x is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 4x, x cube minus 3x square plus 4x, x belongs to R, is strictly increasing on R, strictly increasing on R, right? Now y is equal to f of x and f of x is given here, x cube minus 3x square plus 4x. We will find out f dash of x. F dash of x will be 3x square minus 6x plus 4. F dash of x is equal to 3x square minus 6x plus 4. Now, can I write this is equal to 3x square minus 6x plus 1 plus 3, can I write? By writing this, what I will get here now, that 3x square minus 6x plus 4. If I take common, 3 also, right? That means I would like to make it 3x square minus 2x plus 1 plus 1, can I write? 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. 3 plus 1, 4. Now this becomes what? 3x minus 1 whole square plus 1. See now. 3x minus 1 whole square plus 1. Right? And now see, f dash of x is greater than 0 for any value of x. For any value of x, because see, x minus 1 whole square will be what? Positive. So now here f dash of x is greater than 0 for any value of x. Right? Yes or no? 3, it cannot be equal to 0. Here I cannot write equal to 0. Now remember that condition. F dash of x strictly increasing, no equal to sign. When there is a strictly, what is there? No equal to sign. So now 3x minus 1 whole square plus 1 is greater than 0 for any value, for any x belongs to R, and therefore that means f dash of x is greater than 0. F dash of x is greater than 0 for x belongs to any real number R, and hence the given function is strictly increasing on R. Right? Now, see the second question. So that the function given by f of x is equal to sin x. F of x is equal to sin x is sin x is number A, strictly increasing in 0 to pi by 2, right? Strictly decreasing in pi by 2 to pi, and neither increasing nor decreasing. Nor decreasing in the interval 0 to pi. Right. See, f of x is equal to sin x. F dash of x is equal to, will be cos x. And now you know that cos x is greater than 0 in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Yes or no? That is, in the first quadrant, cos x is positive, that means f dash of x is greater than 0. It implies that f dash of x is greater than 0 if x belongs to the first quadrant 0 to pi by 2, and therefore it is strictly increasing increasing, right? And cos x also, cos x is less than 0 in the second quadrant. Cos x is less than 0 in the second quadrant. Yes or no? Therefore, f dash of x will be cos x, then therefore f dash of x is less than 0 in the second quadrant pi by 2 to pi, that is if x belongs to pi by 2 to pi, and therefore it is strictly decreasing. Clear? And now tell me, in between 0 to pi by 2 it is increasing, and pi by 2 to pi it is decreasing. When I see the whole interval 0 to pi, either increasing and decreasing both. That's why in the interval when x belongs to the interval 0 to pi, the given function f is neither increasing nor decreasing, right? See the graph of this function. If you draw the graph, 0 to, right, 0, this is here pi by 2, here pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. See now, in between 0 to pi by 2 it is increasing, pi by 2 to pi it is decreasing. That's why the question was there, f of x equal to sin x is strictly increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Yes, in between 0 to pi by 2 it is increasing, from pi by 2 to pi it is decreasing, and in the interval 0 to pi neither increasing nor decreasing, right? I think you got it. Now see the second and third question. Now we'll find out the intervals. Now I have taken one question in which I have to find out the interval in which the given function will be increasing and decreasing. Okay, the function is here f of x is equal to this. Okay, now go for it. Here f of x is equal to 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7. We will find out f dash of x. F dash of x is equal to 6x square minus 6x minus 36, which I can write f dash of x is equal to 6x square minus x square minus x minus 6. Now can I write f dash of x is equal to 6, and this x square minus x minus 6, can I write x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. That means now can I write 6 x in bracket x minus 3 plus 2x minus 3. That means now 6 x minus 3 and x plus 2. So now f dash of x is equal to 6 in bracket x minus 3 and x plus 2. Now we have to find out the interval in which the given function is increasing or decreasing. Here I am going to use the two methods, two way. Please listen and try to understand very carefully. It's very interesting. And now f dash of x becomes 0 at 2 point when x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 3. Because when I put x is equal to minus 2, this whole term becomes 0. When I put x is equal to 3, the whole term becomes 0. That means, and that is called critical point. That is also known as critical point. F dash of x is equal to 0. Therefore, and when I put f dash of x is equal to 0, f dash of x is equal to 0, it implies that 6 into x minus 3 into x plus 2 equal to 0, and it implies that x is equal to 3 and minus 2. These two are also known as critical points. Critical points. That means at 2 points, 3 and minus 2, this becomes 0. Now this 3 and minus 2, we can take it on the number line. If I take it a number line, draw a number line, we will find that here it is minus 2 and here it is 3. Now this whole number line is divided into different intervals. One interval is what? 3 to infinity. This interval, 3 to infinity. This interval is minus 2 to 3. And this interval is what? Minus 2 to minus infinity. That means there are three intervals. Minus 2 to minus infinity, minus 2 to 3, and 3 to infinity. Right? Mark it like this. This interval, this interval, and this interval. Now, take any number 3 and infinity. Between 3 and infinity. Take any number between 3 and infinity. Suppose if I take a number 4. Now put the number value of 4 in f dash of x. If I put x is equal to 4, x is equal to 4, then f dash of x is equal to 6 into 4 minus 3, 1. 4 plus 2, 6. That means this is equal to 36, which is greater than 0. That means if I take any number between 3 to infinity, f dash of x is greater than 0. It means the given function is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity. Clear? If I take any number between minus 2 and 3, if I take any number between minus 2 and 3, suppose if I take a number between minus 2 and 3, there are so many numbers, I can take suppose 1, right? So now f of 1, f dash of 1, x is equal to 1. Now 6, 1 into minus 3, minus 2, and 1 plus 2, 3. This becomes less than 0. 6 into minus 2 into 3, less than 0. It means what? If I take the interval between minus 2 to 3, this f dash of x is less than 0. And when f dash of x less than 0, it means it is decreasing. Right? Third thing now, third interval, minus 2 to minus infinity. Minus 2 to minus infinity. If I take any number between minus 2 and minus infinity, suppose if I take a number minus 3. Now at x is equal to minus 3, then f dash of x becomes what? 6 minus 2 and minus 3. 6 into minus 3 minus 3 minus 6 into minus 3 plus 2 minus 3 plus 2 minus 1. It becomes again 6 into minus 6 into minus 1, 6 into 6, 36 greater than 0. It becomes again positive. That means if I take the interval minus 2 to minus infinity, it also becomes positive. It means what? There are two intervals where the given function is increasing. Okay. Sometimes and many times now I will use this sign. This is for increasing. Right? And for decreasing I will use this sign. Decreasing. Right? Now, this is the one method. What I have done? Again I am going to divide it fast. F dash of x is equal to 6, x minus 3, x plus 2. From this we will get the critical points, that is minus 2 and 3. Please draw this critical point on the number line, that is minus 2 and 3. At this point, have all the disjoint interval. We have three intervals, 3 to infinity, minus 2 to 3, and minus 2 to minus infinity. Please write the intervals. Now you take the any number in between 3 to infinity, minus 2 to 3, and minus 2 minus infinity, and put that value in f dash of x and check whether it is positive or negative. This whole work which I have done, that also I can summarize like this. We will make a table, right? We will write the intervals. Here the intervals we have 3 to infinity. Intervals we have 3 to infinity, 3 to infinity. In between 3 to infinity, we have got that f dash of x is greater than 0. The second interval was minus 2 to minus 3, minus 2 to 3, right? F dash x was less than 0. And the third interval, minus 2 to minus infinity, f dash f x was greater than 0. And from this, it is clear that the given function is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity and minus 2 to minus infinity, and it is decreasing in the interval minus 2 to 3. We can have this table. Sine of, here we can write the sine of f dash of x. Sine of f dash of x. We put the value and check whether it is coming increasing or decreasing, and then finally we will write the result. Here we will write what? Yes, the given function f of x is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity and minus 2 to minus infinity, and decreasing in the interval minus 2 to 3. This is a one way. Another way which I use sometimes and most of the times, which is very interesting and very easy, is here. I don't have to put all the value between 3 to infinity, 3 to minus 2, minus 2 to minus infinity. Don't put the value. Please mark the critical points on the number line, minus 2 and minus as 3, as it appears on the number line. If the negative numbers are there, zeros are there, you write it on the number line as it should be on the number line. After that, just close your eyes simply. You start with this. This is a simple rule. This is called plus minus plus. Plus whatever and how many intervals are there, you keep on writing plus minus plus. But this rule keeps on changing with some of the conditions, right? That I will discuss as per the question. I will get, then I will discuss this part. But right now, plus minus plus. Now wherever it is plus, that means the function is increasing. That means the function is increasing in the interval 3 to infinity and minus 2 to minus infinity, and the given function is decreasing in the interval minus 2 to 3, and has the result. Right? Now I will do one more question. In that question of your book is 6.2. In the question number 6, the question is to find the intervals in which the following functions. I will be doing the second part of the question. Question number 6 of your book, the second part of the question is f of x is given. F of x is 10 minus 6x, 10 minus 6x minus 2x square. Right. Okay, and you have to find out the interval in which the given function is strictly increasing or decreasing, right? So now, first f dash of x is equal to 0 minus 6 minus 4x, minus 6x, difference is in minus 6 minus 4x. So now f dash of x equal to 0, it implies that minus 4x minus 6 equal to 0. Can I write now minus 2 into 2x plus 3 equal to 0, minus 4x minus 6. It implies that minus 2 into 2x plus 3 equal to 0. That means minus 2 cannot be equal to 0. That means 2x plus 3 equal to 0. It implies that x is equal to minus 3 by 2. That is x is equal to minus 3 by 2 is the critical point. Minus 3 by 2. There is only one critical point. That means there are only two disjoint set, minus 3 by 2 to minus infinity and minus 3 by 2 to infinity. That means we have two interval, minus 3 by 2 to infinity, and second interval is minus 3 by 2 to minus infinity. Right? Now, as by first method, isn't it? Here I should write here plus and here I should write minus, but the whole term, whole function is negative. That's why this property will change. Here I write minus, here I write plus. Isn't it? Because if I see minus 3 by 2 to infinity, if I take any number between minus 3 by 2 to infinity and I put the value of that x into here in this function minus 2 into 2x plus 3, this becomes negative. This becomes negative. That's why what we will write? The given function f of x is strictly increasing in the interval minus 3 by 2 to minus infinity, and f of x is strictly decreasing in the interval minus 3 by 2 to infinity. If you believe, fine. If you don't believe, you can take any number after minus 3 by 2 and put the value, and you will find that this one is coming negative. And if you take any number less than minus 3 by 2, put this value, you will get that it will become positive. Right? And that's why this is the answer. And now I hope that you first do questions of the exercise, and then in one more lesson I will do another 2-3 questions, which is very important for this part. Thank you very much. Please keep on learning, keep yourself safe, and please do take care of yourself, and please keep on doing the revision. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.